Yo. Okay, so we're live. What's going on, y'all? Oh shit. I probably got the other volume on. All right, so I know everybody's heard the news about the One Piece manga enters Versus 4 Emperor's arc. So on Anime News Network, it says that this year's 17th issue of Shueisha's weekly Shonen Jump magazine revealed on Monday that Ichiro Oda's One Piece manga will start its Versus 4 Emperor's arc in this year's 18th issue, which will ship on April 4th. So, um, we at first it seemed like the theme was going to be the year of Sanji, but I don't know. With this news, what do you guys think? Like, what are your thoughts on this?
Oh man, I don't know, dude. There's just okay. Well, first off, in the thing it says the curtain will open on a new legend. Don't miss it. I don't even know what that
Who
means.
is this new legend?
Yeah, that's what I'm
Probably
saying. Like,
Luffy.
uh,
A new Yonko? Do you think Green Bull?
maybe I don't know. It's worded really weird, so I don't know what it's trying to say.
I can't tell if it's just a bad translation or if it's just in general meant
Yeah,
to feel like that.
The curtain will open on a new legend. Don't miss it.
yeah. Like I
Like,
don't really know what that means.
I
like,
think it could be Luffy. I mean, because Luffy isn't really a legend yet.
I
Yeah, but that
mean,
wouldn't really make sense to me. I don't
yeah, they can't call Luffy a legend as yet. Hey, shout out to Gerard Williams on break at work watching this. but
know.
but no, like thank you guys in the chat. I know you guys been waiting a little bit. Byakuya YTLMDG Tasha Silver Zero.
This guy said, "Nah, man, Kobe will be the legend." He's hilarious. Kobe just fucking comes
I
up
mean,
and
yeah, we
fucking.
all know Kobe going to become the god.
You guys think
Kobe.
it can't be Kobe? It can't be
Oh, it's
Kobe.
not fucking Kobe.
Okay, so
It's not Kobe.
okay, versus 4 Emperors. Does this mean
The,
that we're gonna see all the Yonko coming up? Like we're gonna get a preview of them
I've been
being
literally thinking
something?
about this all day, and like, there's just so many things in this thing that it's so vague. Yeah, like, first off, it says the Versus 4 Emperor's arc, which, like, I would think it would be more of a saga than an arc. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Right.
Like,
I think it's going to be like it will be like the versus for Emperor saga is what
yeah,
comes after the Pirate Alliance saga because if you don't know Roger Bates said in his video they break it up. Oda breaks the sagas up into arcs. The
yeah,
Pirate Alliance saga had been what? Though Dressrosa and Punk Hazard.
yeah.
So maybe the four Yoma versus four Emperor saga would be like the fight, one whole arc for Big Mom, one arc for Blackbeard, one arc for Shanks, and one arc for Kaido.
See, I don't think it's gonna be like that though. I think whatever happens after Wano is gonna create a clusterfuck and another complete like crazy arc. But the thing about this
Yeah,
that got me thinking is that, okay, if the arc starts next chapter, does that mean that Zoe's gonna die next chapter?
I think so. I think
Yeah,
Zoe's done. I think Zoe's
that's what I said
done.
before.
And based on how the crew splits up, I believe maybe the Straw Hat crew not all together, but each of them come in contact with a Yonko at some point. So we're gonna get like four different like things going on at once where they're all in contact with a Yonko in some way.
Hmm.
So Luffy be with Big Mom, you have like Zoro and them with Kaido, maybe some others go elsewhere, but I feel like we're gonna get all of them. We're
Yeah.
gonna get a glimpse of
I
all.
don't think any of the Straw Hats will be involved with Blackbeard. No, I don't think, and I think they would probably attack Blackbeard if they saw
I
him.
don't know because do you think Blackbeard? I'm sure knows about the Tea Party, right?
You don't think Blackbeard would go? Blackbeard isn't eat. He does like to eat. Maybe he'll go and try to steal all the food.
Because it's just like I'm not sure what Shanks is doing. Maybe we see what Shanks is doing. Maybe
I mean, we all know he's on a beach getting drunk and having a party. Come on, this is Jake.
a new legend. Like, okay, would this be crazy if they're saying a new legend, right?
Hmm.
Like, this is crazy. This is crazy. But somehow, Kid manages to take out Kaido.
Oh, oh shit! No, there's no way. That'd be
Kid,
crazy.
Apu Hawkins, and Killer, they managed to somehow, like the next chapter, like the cover page, is like Kid and all those guys just standing over Kaido.
No, there's no way.
It's crazy.
Actually,
That's
I agree
crazy.
with that because you know what? The people have to rise to the position somehow. Like, we can't keep on saying, oh, they can't win because the guy's in Yonko. It's like, no, they can. Like prior to Marineford, if someone asked you, Blackbeard or Whitebeard, what would you say prior to that chat?
Okay, the thing is like, that would be sick, but like, at the same time, how could they hype up Kaido and then just fucking kill him off screen?
Dude, they hyped up Whitebeard ridiculously. and then this fat ass guy that's like in like 40 killed him.
They're killing me in the chat right now. They're saying there's no way. There's no way. I get it. It's crazy. It's crazy. But at some point, these guys are gonna get beat, yo. They're gonna get beat. And
I don't think it's that crazy, to be honest.
like I said, if Kid, Apu, Hawkins, Killer, they can't do anything to Kaido, then the Straw Hats shouldn't stand a chance.
Yeah.
I don't see how Luffy stands a chance at all against Kaido if they can't do anything at all. I mean, because this new legend that they're talking about, another thing is crazy. It's like Kobe. Maybe Kobe has.
It is not Kobe.
Just that's crazy.
I'm gonna shoot that idea down right now. It's not
What
Kobe.
if? I'm thinking, like, what could Kobe do to be considered a legend?
No, it's not Kobe.
Capture Luffy at the end of the series.
There's no way, dude. The only thing. How would Kobe even come up in the next chapter? He just comes in and fucking one-shots Jack and then just leaves?
Hey Ty, what's up, bro?
Yo, what's up? Yo, this is great right here.
Well, what do you think about the news, man?
Well, I didn't hear about the news. All of this is new to me. I've been hearing what y'all been saying about that maybe Zoe's gonna end next chapter.
Oh, what happened is basically.
I'll link you actually.
Yeah, link him that. But it was basically it was announced that One Piece is about to enter.
Emperor's arc.
Yeah, 4 Emperors arc. That's gonna be the name of the arc. 4 Emperors arc versus 4 Emperors arc.
Yeah, and that's next chapter. It's starting.
Yes.
So when y'all hear that name, what do y'all think about it? The thing that I think about it, what comes to mind is like a, what do you call it? Like you know how like a Royal Rumble or that thing where like everybody versus everybody. That's what comes to my mind because it's saying 4 Yonko versus arc.
So do you think we're gonna have Yonko versus Yonko?
I feel like that's more likely.
But not just Yonko versus Yonko. I think we're gonna have Yonko versus Yonko versus Yonko versus Yonko, like what Kaido was trying to start that war. That big war probably.
Does this mean
and maybe that's how Oda's going to get rid of the Yonko without giving each one an entire story arc.
Right.
Someone is going to lose in that battle. Maybe Big Mom. Maybe Luffy won't even have to fight her.
Do you think this
maybe
is
Big
confirmed?
Mom will just end up dying in that battle?
This is confirmed that Luffy could ally with Big Mom.
No.
I think there's either two situations that can go on at this point. Either one.
I know why it won't happen. I can guarantee a reason.
Why is it? You talking about a bomb?
No, because Luffy will not ally with somebody that won't share his food with him. Let's all be honest. That would legit. Think about this for a minute. You think Luffy could have an alliance with somebody like
that
Big
would
Mom?
be. You have to admit that would be a funny gag though.
No, but I'm just saying.
But to save Sanji, like if Sanji's on the line, I mean, I don't know.
Food of the crew.
like-
I'm not sure which one is more important to him, honestly.
But what were you saying, Fruit?
I think there's two situations. I think there's definitely a bunch of alliances coming together. I think at the very least it's gonna be Luffy and Big Mom versus like Kaido and everyone, or it's gonna be like Luffy and all the supernovas versus like supernovas versus Yonko versus Yonko versus Yonko.
And their crew. Like, you could have the Supernova and all their crew for
I've been seeing this everywhere that Drake is gonna come over to Law on Luffy's side. What do you guys think about that?
I mean it's definitely possible. I don't know.
Possible, but I think it'd just be hilarious if Drake comes over and just get one shotted. Just
You know what? Okay.
I think it will happen. I think it'd be funny.
Say
How
somehow,
hyped up it is.
somehow Kaido allies with Kid, Apu, and Hawkins, right?
I will
Somehow
allow
he
him like
convinces
that.
them that way, right?
Ooh.
And then you got Luffy, Law, Drake. Drake switched sides, and he's allied with Big Mom. Then we have Big Mom, Luffy, Law, Drake versus Kaido, Kid, Apu, and Hawkins. What are the possibilities of that?
I actually have a mini theory. After thinking about what is going on the Big Mom arc, I think I have a good idea. I think that the Vinsmokes are gonna try to assassinate Big Mom, like that's one of their goals, and I think that Luffy's gonna stop them. So that will set up like the Luffy versus the Vinsmoke family, and then the Big Mom is gonna ally with Luffy.
There's a theory I heard about. This is not my theory. I think I actually heard about it in one of the Grand Line Chronicles by Zoro fanboy. Yeah, it was in there that he had with the George saying Roger Bay.
Yeah.
But Roger Bake mentioned it. There is a theory that Nami is one of the 35 daughters of Big Mom.
I hate that theory.
Yeah.
I hate the theory to it. But I'm like, it would give a reason for Big Mom to ally with Luffy.
If anything, the Viva card would be good enough.
Yes.
No, but I'm just saying, like, it would give a legitimate reason, and then also we would add, and then you could also give more backstory to a character.
The Lola thing is more.
Yeah, the Lola thing is more.
I'll accept that over
I just
Nami.
think it's a possibility.
It's definitely a possibility.
Yeah, early on, I was thinking that Big Mom was going to ally herself with Luffy, because even though he said he's going to kick her behind, she was like, oh, yeah, really? But
Yeah.
more like she was impressed. And even with the situation now, like, if she would have kidnapped somebody else from somebody else's crew, they probably would have just left it alone. Luffy's showing a lot of courage to where it's like, you see how he got Whitebeard's respect? I could see him getting Big Mom respect, too.
Yo, people are getting on this like Drake Law and Luffy versus Kid Hawkins and Apu, because it's either one of two things. Either Kid and those guys work on the Kaido, or they have to come out on top. Like,
Yeah, that is true.
Okay, I need to make a point about this. Everybody's talking about alliances and everything, but in the end, the only alliance that had the chance of staying permanent is really Luffy and Law, because most of these people had the same goal.
you're right, but the thing is, the alliances, they're all temporary. They're all temporary.
I mean, but like, I just that people are acting like just these alliance thing would work. I don't see half of these alliance thing working. I don't see any of these people trusting each other.
Well, they'll work. They just have a goal. The goal is to take out a Yonko. Once they take out a Yonko, that's it.
Yeah, but
Because
I don't see
look
them
at,
working their goal together.
Capone.
I see Kid using Luffy as a human shield.
I mean, no, Kid and
He's like,
Luffy
oh,
are
look, Straw Hat is dead. One less person to get in my way, and he managed to help in the fight with Big Mom. Good job, Kid.
I don't see Kid allying with Luffy again.
Kid would Kid
kinda
never
see
even allied with him. It was more, but I don't even consider that an alliance. They were just all fighting the same enemy because they wanted to beat up more people than the other person.
Right. I
It was a
definitely.
competition at most.
Yeah. So with they mentioned Marco versus Weevil hype. What do you guys think Weevil comes into this?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Wait, what is the legend of Weevil?
Oh,
The thing is,
that'd be crazy, yo. That's
already
good.
getting revealed. So it's like a new legend. Would it be?
Maybe he really is White. You know how much I
Like,
hate it.
I
Maybe he
think
really
that,
is Whitebeard's son, and he is the new.
The new
he's
legend.
Like,
I
he's a
don't.
new legend. Maybe he'll take
I'm
over the
thinking
Yonko
one of the
or
young, like the living. Wait, what is that? The living my th. I don't know, but they said one of the Yonko will fall, and the Supernova will fight for the next spot. One of them, I think that's what it is. Somebody is gonna assume that new spot. I'm not sure.
Yeah, and I feel like there's all the Supernova are going to fight over that position. Besides Zoro and Killer, of course.
Like if we flash the next chapter and Blackbeard, and then we go back to Blackbeard, right?
Ooh.
Right? And then, right? Remember, they're calling Blackbeard, and Blackbeard says to them, I'm currently doing something right now, and right in front of him is Shanks. Like, like,
If
bro,
that
like,
happens,
bro.
Then Shanks would have to die. We all
Straight
know
up,
that.
no, straight up one-on-one. Straight
Or
up
even
one-on-one.
going on your theory before, Brago, Kaido drops down on the Kid's base army, and then you see Kid and all them fighting. Then Blackbeard pulls up with fucking like Lafayette and like
Oh
fuck
my
you or
God.
some shit.
Because Blackbeard, he's moving, yo. I believe Blackbeard is doing something right now. Like, he knows everything that's going on. And I feel like he's going to come in at the last moment to capitalize.
He could, if he was to beat Dragon, that would be a big deal too.
I don't think he's ready for Dragon.
Yeah, I agree.
I don't think you want that.
Do you guys think Dragon is like above the Yonko level?
I think he's right there. I think
Yeah, I think he's close or above too.
I think Dragon's probably pretty close to Pirate King level.
Yeah, I think Dragon is right close to you. And it's because if Blackbeard goes in there, right?
What is Pirate King level? If Pirate King level, like you could take on 2 Yonkos at once? Like what is?
No. I think
Nah.
it's slightly above the Yonko.
I mean,
Slightly
it's like,
above the Yonko.
yeah, exactly. Like, you
Well, I mean, like, do you think that like Roger and his crew could have taken out the Whitebeard pirates, like eliminated them completely if they wanted to?
yeah, but Whitebeard was also on the same level as.
Yeah.
Yeah.
True.
Whitebeard
It
was
would be
up
like
there.
It would be like Roger versus Shiki. Like Roger, like pretty dumpstered Shiki pretty hard. Remember that huge war where Roger just like wrecked all their ships?
Yeah, Roger was
Yeah.
just like, you really want to do this, man. You
Yeah,
do not
that's
want to do this.
That's the difference between a Pirate King and a Yonko. Wait, was Shiki ever confirmed to be a Yonko?
Ah,
It's,
no.
it's speculation. Because
I
people would
don't.
assume, like, how we have,
You
like,
would think
Law,
so.
Luffy, Kid. Now we would have Shiki,
Yeah.
Whitebeard, Roger.
You would
But
think
then
Shiki was a Yonko.
I think he was a Yonko,
Hey,
but
son, what's going on, bro? Is
there
Wukong?
is, I'm just saying there is no way Shiki was a Yonko. Actually, I guess it's possible if you consider Strong World non-canon, then yeah.
If
I mean,
if Weeble was to take out Marco, that could be like a new legend. If he was to take out Marco, that would be a big deal.
I
I don't
think
think they would let that happen though.
right now, if he takes out Marco, I'm not sure if he get.
that timing would be way too bad.
Yeah, it's just like Marco. Right now, Marco isn't Marco. I feel like he's like his confidence, like all that is at a major, like it's at an all-time low. So it's like him taking out Marco. I don't know if
Yeah.
that catapults you to a legend, because therefore
Well,
then Blackbeard should be a legend, right?
Marco is Marco's spirit is low, but he's still Marco the Phoenix. So like it would still be a big deal if he got taken out by this Weeble guy, especially with all the previous hype he had.
I
Hold on.
think
I want to ask the chat, what do you guys think? The curtain will open up on a new legend. Don't miss it. I want to see what you guys think.
Ooh, how about Sanji? It is the year Sanji. Maybe Sanji just
Ooh.
ODs on
Sanji.
somebody.
Well, would Sanji would have to take out his dad then, right?
Yeah, something crazy like take out his dad or even like maybe Big Mom's. Because see, Sanji he's been getting a bad end of these fights. Maybe he takes out Big Mom's second in command or something like that. Or maybe he takes out one of Big Mom high ranking officers or something.
But then it's like you have to, bro, a legend, Scopper, Samurai Rengoku. I was thinking Scopper, but it's like because it's like a new legend. It's like he's like from days past. I don't know if he's considered.
Ooh, I see what you're saying. They got to be somebody new.
No, but it would make sense because like a new legend to the story. That could definitely be true. Scopper.
Ah, yeah, a new. You're right, a new legend to the story.
Like when Rayleigh was introduced, he was a legend.
Your mic just got really loud, by the way. But
And
With
then,
mine,
no. You guys don't hear that. You guys hear that static, right?
Yeah, I hear it.
there's some background.
I think it's
Some
One Piece
background.
Nations.
and then
Right, you're good. You're good.
You're good now.
Anyways,
So let's say it's reference. Do you think it's a reference?
Gaimon is
Luffy
the next
taking down-
legend.
Gaiman's already a legend, but a reference to Luffy taking down a Yonko, that could be. I'm seeing Green Bull. Green Bull being a new legend. It would have to be
Ooh.
somebody that we know before. If
Thing
Green Bull
is-
is somebody that we've seen before, then it's like, okay.
Holy crap! I like this theory.
Well, yeah, and the thing about Green Bull, he's an admiral, and he kind of has to stay in that admiral place. He can't be a legend because Akaino's not even a legend.
I think Akainu like a legend,
No, yeah, he is, but
right?
like,
Akainu's
I
considered
think
a
what
he'll
I'm
be
legend.
saying?
green, but I don't think he'll be remembered worldwide as like a legend.
Really?
Like
The
Roger.
Red Dog?
Not like Roger. Not that kind of legend.
I think he'd be a legend in his own right because he fought against Whitebeard. Like,
no,
he
yeah,
stood,
but
he stood
I
toe
if
to
the
toe with Whitebeard.
admiral was to be a legend, it would be Akainu. So like, I don't think Green Bull would surpass that.
But somebody said something really interesting.
What's that?
What if the person that is a legend or becomes a legend is this is an interesting concept. A biological older brother of Luffy that he never met, that is in the first division command of the Revolutionary. The guy had a Saba. The guy
Yeah.
right below Dragon.
That would kind of convolute things. Like if we're introduced to another brother,
Yeah, I don't think there's no way. There's no more.
Yeah.
it's like, bro, another brother?
Yeah, like they're just making these brothers up now.
Like Dragon just going around just making babies. Nah,
A lot of people are saying in the chat that we're just overthinking it, but I don't know.
that's One Piece. You got over. It's like like they're saying who is Scopper. Scopper is supposedly like the third after Rayleigh. After Roger and Rayleigh, Scopper.
Yeah, would that ever confirm though?
No, but
It was loosely referenced.
gold, silver, copper. It's
It's like one of those things that
It's
we've like
not
pretty
even-
much figured out to like.
yeah.
It's like 99% true, even though it has been revealed.
Exactly. Like, there's no 100% confirmation though. I would say that.
No, but it's like we can pretty much say like
Yeah.
he was like the third guy. So this in NL. What do you guys think about that?
No.
About God Enel? What about him?
God Enel, he could be the new legend. Like
Yeah.
what if?
The only way I see him coming back in a real capacity is if there has something to do with like the fucking fairy, whatever the fuck he was talking about on the moon, is like an actual thing that matters in the pirate world, and then he comes back with it. That's all I can see.
Wait, they're saying Blackbeard can be considered new since he became a Yonko last year.
Yeah,
If he
we were
takes out
talking about that.
He takes out another Yonko.
That's a possibility, but
Not new.
somebody made a good point earlier that maybe what they mean by legend is they mean this is the story of a new legend being born. Like somebody going to become a legend during this arc. And referring to Luffy, like Luffy going to do something.
The only thing Luffy can do is take down a Yonko.
No, maybe he'll take down too. Like who
But if he
knows?
takes out, he can't. Yeah, one what doesn't make you a legend though. You have to take out multiple.
Yeah, maybe the story arc will be about him taking down every Yonko.
But how does
That's
that even make
impossible.
sense?
That's impossible.
He already said he would do it.
That's
He said
like-
he was gonna do it.
But the thing is, he barely took down Dofi, right? And
Exactly.
It's like it's an argument whether he should have or not. So all of a sudden he takes down 2 Yonko.
Not even the crew is taking down multiple Yonkos like that. That's the thing. Not even the whole crew.
How does Luffy take out a Yonko? I don't know.
Well, Luffy said he was going to beat all 4 Yonko.
Luffy
Remember
says
they
a lot of
had-
things, and he doesn't lie, but doesn't mean he actually succeeds every time either.
Yeah, but can we name 10 times Luffy said he was going to beat somebody up and he didn't do it?
No, I can't. He always.
I can name a couple. I can name like 3 or 4 from like
Yeah, what are they?
Marineford arc and Saboti, but aside for that, he normally ends up succeeding.
But the thing is, Luffy at this point cannot. I don't even think he can take out 1 Yonko.
I think he can take out Big Mom.
Ooh.
I don't think. The only way I see Luffy taking out Big Mom. Okay, I think some shit is gonna go down at the party for sure. Someone's betraying someone, and I think, like, say Luffy sides with the Vinsmokes. I think Big Mom might go down right there. But if he sides with Big Mom, I think the Vinsmokes are gonna go down right there.
Well,
I don't think the
possibly
Vinsmoke's gonna be that
Sanji
ready
betrays
to-
them. Who knows?
What were you gonna say, Sun Wukong?
I don't think the Vinsmokes are gonna be that ready to leave Big Mom's side like that, though. That's the thing.
Well, the thing is,
Yeah.
it could have just been like all part of their plan in the first place. Just like get a wedding, so like they can like set up some like assassination. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
True,
'cause
true,
I was
true.
I was
Are they
saying,
that stupid? They do know the second they're discovered, they're pretty much
but
dead.
I was
Like,
saying that
they're,
what
they're
if,
inside the Yonko turf. Like, they're on the ship of
But-
the Yonko. Like, you don't attack a Yonko on their own ship and survive. I'm sorry. You just
but
don't.
they're the Vinsmokes.
Yeah, they're assassins. They're not like.
You know what I'm
No,
saying?
but the-
Fucking
I
Jerema
think
66, Doug. It's real out
that
here.
seems pretty stupid to me. It's like,
I don't know.
they,
You got a
were
point.
caught.
I don't know if that's
It's-
stupid
it'd
because
be
we
hard
don't
to
know.
know.
We don't know who we don't know the full scale of what they can do.
No, but
Yeah.
I'm saying, if they were caught,
But
I think there are a few characters, maybe like Shanks, Dragon, and Shanks and Dragon, and May, like, besides the Yoko themselves, and a couple of dead characters like Roger, I don't think there's anybody else that could actually go on Yoko's ship.
I don't know.
And
I don't
fight
know about
them.
that.
Well,
I
I
don't
think
know.
you're overthinking it too much. It would just be it's a good strategy because Big Mom's guard would be down because of.
Yeah, but imagine if she caught them.
Exactly.
Then
I mean,
they're
but
dead.
we don't know how
Surrounded by
strong those
people.
guys are, though.
On
Like
top
I
of the
remember.
fact, we don't know how like valuable Big Mom's daughters or whatever her daughters are, her crew is to her, so they could capture one of her daughters and hold it as leverage.
Because the
Yeah.
thing is, if say they're the Vinsmoke, they're trying to basically have someone from a representative of theirs become a Yonko, and this whole wedding, this whole facade, is to take down Big Mom, and then they assume the
These people have a lot of balls. Have a lot of balls. To just
You think so?
waltz into a Yonko ship and think
Yeah.
they can survive.
Wait, they're your legends in their own right, though. Like,
Yeah, but
and they're assassins. Like, it's not
considering
far
we haven't
fetched.
heard about them up until the Zoe arc, they cannot be as influential as the Yonko.
Yeah, I agree with on One Piece.
Wait, so you're thinking there's no way
I
the
think you have a-
Vinsmokes can take out the Big Mom?
Because at the same time, it's like we don't know.
Unless they try
if
to
they
do it through an
could just-
assassination, no. I do not
If
think
they
have
could
to
just
do it.
stomp on Big Mom, they wouldn't be trying to make this alliance in the first place, though. That's the thing.
Like
She has too many connections. I don't think Big Mom in
There are
and
too
of
many
herself.
people under
that
her.
powerful.
No,
I
but the
don't
thing
think she's
is,
that great. I really
the
don't.
question
Nah,
here
she-
is, the
She has
question
to be
is,
that great. She's a Yonko. Even Peckham's was talking junk. He was like, who could defy Big Mom? She's a Yonko.
I think it's all about her connections in the Linlin family, though. I really think that's all it's about. I don't think it's about her personal strength.
then that would be different. She wouldn't be a Yonko. Like if your power, you can't have Yonko status, and your strength is that
She has
you know a lot
connection.
of
She
people.
has the
The
fucking
thing
rope
is-
No. But I'm
poneglyph.
saying she has
She
to
has the
have
rope
skills
poneglyph.
herself.
But
It
watch
can't
this
be
with
connection based.
wait, Ty, do you think Buggy could become a Yonko?
See, like the way that they,
Maybe.
all right.
See?
Buggy
Buggy
can
can
become a Yonko, but
because
check
of
this out. At the end of the story, when it doesn't really matter anymore, he can't be a Yonko like
I
right
don't know about
now
that.
when
When it
it's
doesn't really,
important.
when is it not going to really matter though?
With
When
the
does
skill,
the
When this
guy
Yonko start is not really.
when
No. I'm saying like at the end of the series when One Piece is over, yeah, and then Buggy turns into a Yonko because you know like
Buggy
that. That's what I
I
mean.
guarantee you that if they
No,
make Buggy a
insignificant.
Yonko, it'll be before that point. It's
The
gonna
thing
be
is, I can
Buggy's
see-
the new Yonko after somebody gets taken out. And it's
I
like,
think he
yo,
can
Buggy.
become a Yonko because the fact that he has powerful people under him, and he's basically a lot of these people think that Buggy's really strong. And for Yonko, they did state that it's really hard to actually fight the actual Yonko.
No,
Like,
yeah, that's
you're not
true.
just going and fighting the Yonko. You have to get through all the people under him. So it's like
Exactly.
it wouldn't be surprising if Buggy was like the world government say, oh, you know, what about Buggy? What about Buggy becoming a Yonko? Like he
Well,
has.
It's not just about that
And-
person. It's about like what
And-
have at their
Think
disposal.
World
about his
government has-
connections too. He was on Roger's ship. He's clearly like chummy with Shanks. They're like, okay, this guy has to be.
No, Shanks
Well,
doesn't read him.
first
Shanks
off,
doesn't
come
read
on.
him.
There's only
Shanks doesn't read Buggy.
Only one problem I have with that, Brago, is that the world government doesn't decide who the Yonkos are. That's like kind
Yeah,
of
true.
like a
Yeah, it kind of called it's just general power at the
yeah, it's just the general like
well,
it's the world of
Pirates,
pirates
people
as far as
guy's
Yonko's
the fourth
concerned.
strongest person. He's a Yonko.
But the
Yeah.
thing with Buggy, he would lose his status because it's like we seen Blackbeard go after Whitebeard. People will challenge a Yonko. You can't just like be a Yonko and think it's so good. You'll never get into any confrontations or whatever like that. Like Luffy could go through Buggy's whole crew from what we've seen. And we've seen how Buggy acts. He could barely be a Shichibukai. He wants to wait for other Shichibukai.
I don't know
he's
enough
like,
about
I-
the people
if-
under Buggy.
Like Buggy was like
Well, but Straw Hat Crew could definitely take them
Yeah,
out if they teamed up.
Buggy was like, because I remember it was in that movie, the movie that had Mihawk in it. Buggy was like, if I get involved, the government will get involved quickly, and like he knew he didn't really have to do too much. He's not like a good material for Yonko until after the story, because somebody will challenge him and he'll lose his spot.
okay.
And
I also want to make it clear that, in my opinion, I think the Yonko position is insignificant when there's a Pirate King. It doesn't the Pirate King rule over being? Isn't the Pirate King pretty much?
no, yeah, above the Yonko.
They pretty much control the entire state. Like
There's
I
no
mean,
like current.
I don't know if he controls the sea.
Nobody could if he wanted to.
It's like the most infamous
To
pirate.
both Roger and Luffy, Pirate King is the most free man on the sea.
Yeah, but that means that they can go to any island. That means the territory that under
That means they know
Yonko is
everything,
relevant.
as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I don't know if they
no,
control
no,
the sea. Like everyone's just gonna do what they want. I don't think it's.
No, I don't think
Exactly,
that.
because if that were the case, think about all the wars that Roger had with Whitebeard. Think
Yeah,
about
it's
all
not like
shit.
that. It's
not
like yeah. I don't
everyone
think-
bows down before me. Nah, it's just
No,
I don't think the separation is that great between the Pirate King and.
No,
like,
what I
Yonko.
meant though is that it's like the Pirate King is strong enough that way that like territory is irrelevant. Like they want to be on that island, they're going to be on that island, but Yonko can't stop that.
I don't know. I don't know.
Without wasting a ton of resources and making it not worth it.
Well, I
this
think
argument-
They could give him trouble, but let's be honest, in the end, Luffy will already have proved that he's stronger than them.
This argument's fucking going off topic. Let's just read the
Yeah.
chat for a
Well,
second.
what I wanted to say with the Big Mom thing is like at the same time we don't know who Big Mom has in her crew. Like, and since the people we've seen is kind of weak, that makes it even more likely that she has stronger people that she keeps more closer to her.
I think Bobbin and Tamago are pretty powerful.
I think Tamago at the very least is pretty real.
Yeah, Bobbin is weird as hell. He has to be really powerful. I think Bobbin is a beast. But we don't know anything much about the Vinsmokes though. Like
Rook
we,
versus Bobbins.
Exactly. The fact that Nami references Germa 66 like it's some serious shit. Like, yo, I've been hearing tales of this since I was a kid. And, yo, I mean, Oda doesn't have to foreshadow everything to make it real. That's the thing. So, I think that Vinsmoke's are going to be a serious threat.
I think so too. It's like I think
No, I know.
Sanji's dad could be
He's a boss. He's
could be
great.
Yonko level.
Exactly.
I don't
he
think
could be
so.
up there. I don't know
What's
about
his name?
Yonko level, but he's definitely up there.
Yeah,
Shichibukai level at the very least.
Oh, wait,
yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah.
Wait, anyway, is
Zero.
Sanji Shichibukai level right now?
Sanji got wrecked by Dofi, so no. No.
Okay,
I think-
what is
okay.
Shichibukai level?
I think
Almost,
Sanji.
almost Sanji.
I think Sanji's dad is at most a little bit stronger than Doflamingo.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, something like that.
I think Dofi's a little bit stronger than Sanji. That's my way of ranking the power scheme.
What do you think? Sanji's dad is a little bit stronger than him?
Or
Okay,
maybe,
the thing
maybe a
is,
little bit stronger than Jack.
Wait, how strong is Jack? All right, let's not.
Well, all right,
I can't compare anyone to Jack. I don't know where Jack is at. Let's not talk about Jack.
Let's say that he's a character, though. Everybody's a character. Let's say that Sanji's dad is the Shogun level, then.
Yeah, I can agree with that. I can agree with
Who the
that.
Shogun is?
So
Okay,
Shogun, it could be
He's
like.
powerful, though. He's working with Kaido. Kaido trusts him. The same thing with Big Mom. She trusts German 66.
All right,
Gotta be a
let's say that he's real on the level that you're putting him at.
Yes.
What does that really mean, though? We don't even know where Jack is really at. So like, we can't.
No. But I'm saying
compare
that
it to people that we know of where their power scheme is at.
That's okay. So.
the story's progressing and enemies is getting stronger and stronger and stronger. So it's best to put him at that level because why would he be at like
But you don't understand.
Crocodile's level?
My point is that
Luffy
you
beat
don't know
Crocodile
what
range.
that level really is, though.
Like Don Flamingos is at
I
nobody's
just want to
level.
know where you see them as far as comparing it to somebody that we know about.
So let's use the admirals as like.
Yeah, like think about like Kizaru or somebody like that.
Do you think Sanji's dad could go against an
Okay,
admiral and be okay?
He's like Akainu.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Maybe like Akainu
He's
before the time,
Akainu level, is what you're
before the time skip.
Okay.
I don't think Akainu is that much stronger after the time skip. But
yeah.
No, he definitely is. I don't think
is
it's
he
about
even
strength. I
stronger
think
at
it's
all?
about mentality. I think he's craftier than he was before.
yeah, I don't think he's that much stronger, but he probably has more like I don't know. It's like the higher you rise, I don't know, more will. I don't know, but I feel like
I don't know. He must know more. That's my
Yeah.
thing. He must know.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like,
Truth about the Void Century? I think he knows all that.
I think he knows a little bit about it for sure, or else he wouldn't be
But
doing
the thing
what he's
is,
doing.
I don't think he's as big as like we think he is. Like because they said it, like you're just a small fry. Like shit.
Yeah, I agree with Countershock. He says we haven't even seen these characters yet. It's pointless to say that Sanji's dad is Yonko level. It's worse than Sabo Yonko level.
So true.
Well, the thing is,
I guess
this guy is ahead of this German 66 thing. I mean, we don't know exactly what it is, like, but I just feel like this guy's gonna be a monster. That's just how I feel because of basing it off Sanji, and I feel like Sanji, he did get wrecked by Doflamingo, which it's crazy, but I feel like Sanji was definitely.
If he wasn't just wrecked, he would destroy.
Okay, destroyed, wrecked. But I feel like Sanji's definitely holding back, and that goes back to the whole Zoro Sanji thing. But okay, getting off topic. It's saying, guys, what do you think about Vegapunk's reveal?
can't wait for it.
That's actually my most anticipated thing in all of One Piece right now.
I am not that excited for it.
Really?
That's
Vegapunk?
the thing. That's the thing I want to see most. That's the thing I want to see.
As far as you're
most.
aware, he's just a scientist.
Dr. Vegapunk is the realest motherfucker in this series right now, dog. I'm sorry.
Okay, well, I agree. I slightly agree with One Piece Nation because it's like, okay, we just fucking got a 4 Yonko arc. I don't really give a fuck about Vegapunk right now. You know what I mean?
No, I mean, like, I'm excited, but I'm like, in the end, what is he gonna do? Build an army?
He's definitely gonna be fucking. Definitely gonna be really.
Alright, I feel you. I feel you on that. I'll agree with you on that. I'll definitely agree on that. It's not like he's gonna be a big factor in how things play out overall.
No, I
but
disagree.
the man,
Yes.
not on his own accord. Not
Oh,
like,
yeah.
oh, this is my end game. This is what I'm trying to do outside of the government. My point is, Vegapunk is a big ass moving force as far as everything that's happened. Pacifista, everything, Frankie's whole inspection.
Yeah.
The man is going to have a huge reveal. The man is going to go in. The man is going to be crazy as fuck, and it's going to be interesting to fucking see.
Well,
I don't
no,
know.
as far as we are aware, he's just a scientist. We don't know if he's even strong. For all we know, he could be like an 85-year-old dying sick of man who is just really damn smart.
No,
But
yeah.
that's not my point.
No,
My point is,
I
I
don't
want to
think
see
so.
him. I'm really
He,
excited to fucking see
He had
him.
something to do with Kuma.
Listen, the thing. Oh wait, you talking about Vegapunk still? I don't know.
Yeah.
But the thing is, Vegapunk knows so much. I
Yeah, that's
doubt
what
he's
I'm
this
saying.
old, sickly, weak man. Like,
Exactly.
he knows the
He knows a
secrets
lot.
of devil fruits.
He definitely does.
He did
definitely
all that
does.
stuff with Kiza. It's like this guy.
I'm not hearing me to be old. I know that
Dr.
he doesn't
Vegapunk
need
is
to
a
be strong.
must, dude. I'm sorry.
I think Vegapunk is like. I think he's gonna be really.
I don't-
Maybe his ability, maybe he'll be like very dangerous in battle because he's so damn smart.
I'm gonna
Like,
tap out of the
like,
Vegapunk discussion. I don't. I have too much love for Vegapunk to really interact.
Vegapunk is over.
Yeah, I think I think Vegapunk has a lot of secrets he could reveal, and I think he'll be just as interesting as when we seen Silverelli when they show him.
Vegapunk is Oda. I like that comment right there. Let's
Hey,
go.
hold on. I have a question for you guys. How close do you think like Whole Cake Island is? 3 chapters, 4 chapters, 10 chapters?
I think it's the most the first
I'm thinking
thing.
5. I'm thinking 5.
First thing up.
Yeah, I'm thinking it'll be definitely
Before Wano for sure.
Yeah.
I'm thinking 3.
3 chapters.
Well,
Because
hold
this
on.
whole thing with Jack.
There was an extra chapter getting to Zoe, all because they didn't have a navigator. We're not gonna have any of that.
Well, this is-
But Jack
It'll
is
be like
there.
one of those
We
magical
have an issue going on. Right
This is my prediction for what's gonna happen. I think that Odo's gonna fucking pull another cliffhanger on us. This is what's gonna happen. Zoro's gonna fucking declare that he'll take on Jack, and then Luffy's gonna be like, "All right, I'll go to Big Mom." And we're not gonna find out what happens until after, and we're gonna have to find out through flashback again.
Like they did with Pika, like extend the fight.
No, I mean like what they did in Dressrosa, like when Sanji went off on his own and we just didn't figure out what happened to him.
Oh, okay.
Please,
40
no,
chapters.
stop it with the flashback.
No, I think that's what's gonna happen.
Oh, they might do
So-
like with Zoro and Pika and just take a real long time to cover it.
Oh, I hope not. But
So it said, I'm reading the article again. It said, it teases facing toward Sanji's rescue. Luffy's group is.
yeah, I don't.
fuck does
This
that mean?
fucking article sucks, dude.
Is captured? Is,
Well, maybe that means that it has like the new legends is gonna come from Luffy's side or from somebody Luffy meets up with or something like that. Maybe.
I don't know if this article is just trying to be vague as fuck or if it's like just bad English or something.
Where did it come from?
Anime News.
Anime News
Oh,
Network.
okay.
It's saying
Maybe.
Luffy's group is. I don't know. Like
Luffy group is about to
Well,
take
no,
it
but
to
there's
another level.
period. So it seems like it's one of those things where it's like, will the Straw Hat Pirate survive? And
Brook.
That'll be
and
fine,
the
that'll be
paragraph. You know what I mean?
Brook is
Brook
always
is gonna
be
take
fine.
out. Brook is gonna take out Big Mom.
stop it.
Hell no. Who told you that?
Oh my god,
Brooke
no,
is just there
please.
because of what he knows.
He's gonna be a new legend after that.
A new lie.
Who told
It's
you?
an April Fool's joke.
Yeah, right. Save that. Save that for April Fools.
Nah, yeah, I'm just joking.
Brooke isn't doing that. So, who will discover Luffy's stealth mission first? Big Mom, Vinsmoke, or Jinbei?
All
Vinsmoke.
three.
Jinbei. Actually, Jinbei. I'll say Jinbei. I'll say
I
Jinbei.
don't think they're gonna try
Sure,
to
dude.
do something.
I would
think
love
it's
Jinbei
fine.
to be in this arc. I would love Jinbei to be in this arc.
If
Would
the
like
Vince-
seeing Jinbei.
Me
the
too.
Vinsmokes are really like true assassins. Their observation hockey's probably on point.
No, I'm sure they know, and that'd be my first choice. But if Jinbei appears, and this would be the best point for him to appear. Think about if Jinbei actually joins the crew. Think about it that way. Where else would he come from? But this point right here.
Yeah, true.
I was okay. So it was this. Get off topic real quick, just really quick. All right, who do you guys think is stronger, Jinbei or Kuma?
Or who?
Jinbei or who?
Kuma, like OG Kuma, or like pacifistic
OG
Kuma?
Kuma.
I
Kuma.
don't think there's only.
For sure.
Dude, there's no way. Jinbei's
You know what?
stronger than
I
Kuma.
would say Kuma.
Kuma for sure. Kuma.
Kuma, but it's tricky because Jinbei needs to be underwater to get the best of his abilities. Maybe like if like
Well,
Jim-
underwater Kuma couldn't fight.
Jinbei underwater and Kuma on land is equal. I feel like. Remember,
I agree
Jinbei's
with
at a
that. I agree.
disadvantage against everybody he fights because he's on land all the time. But in water, I think
Kuma's
he's-
abilities are just so crazy, though.
Yeah.
Well, they're saying
I
that
would give
okay.
it to Jinmei just because of Stiffman, because of how big Kuma is and Stiffman karate. It would probably be pretty easy to get him covered in water and then weaken him.
They're saying Jinbei opposed a magma fist while Kuma was taking hits from Zoro pre-time skip. What do you guys think?
I don't know, dude.
I think
Jinbei
they're equal, but
taking-
Jinbei needs to be underwater to get the full of his abilities. Because I've seen Jinbei losing to some people at Marineford, but it's like he was on land, and Jinbei
But the
even
thing
said,
is, he kind of
I'm
tied
not
with
that
Ace,
tall,
did he
man.
not? He tied with Ace, right?
Yeah, he tied with
Yeah.
Ace on land, which is a pretty big. I think Ace could have taken out Pat the Fist personally.
yeah, even though he tied with Ace on land, I still feel like that's not his strong point on land. Like he's best underwater. He's a fisherman.
Yeah, I know
But
what he's
it's
saying.
like nobody's really gonna be fighting him underwater.
Think about it. Think about Kuma's abilities, though. That's my biggest thing. Like
That's what I'm thinking too.
OG
like,
Kuma is just too fucking real, dude. Too fucking real.
I don't know.
I don't think it was any. I don't think Kuma.
Kuma doesn't have to fight if he doesn't want to.
No. But I'm saying I don't think Kuma got any weaker after they did that thing to his mind.
I
I think
think he
Kuma
did,
was
bro.
still
He
always
did.
Kuma.
He
Well,
definitely did.
he
I don't
lost.
think he
he's,
did.
He's PC0 right now.
Yeah, but he's
the Kizaru like arm flash and shit. Like he has no semblance of his mind. He can't use his book anymore.
they didn't. They did. What's the point of making him?
Can't use his palms.
He's doing what the government wants now, but he's still the same Kuma with all the same abilities and powers, and probably even stronger because they upgraded him.
But it's
Well,
like
remember, he cannot use hockey now. And hockey is will be.
It's a difference.
He said that he couldn't use his book. What kind of power did the book have?
Nah, he would just read it.
He can't use like all the things he enchanted while he was using the book, like his palm powers.
I'm sure, but the thing is,
still use his full
Kuma
powers.
is not even close to 100. We can't say he's at 100% because it's like he's basically being controlled. Like your fighting instinct, that's big in One Piece. So it's like he can't. That's not there at all.
Exactly.
But Vegapunk did it, and he's the greatest mind. Or he's one of the greatest minds that series has.
But Vegapunk is making money right now, dude.
I think it's something that.
Pacifista.
I think the difference that you're seeing in
There
Kuma's
must be some kind of switch
check this
in
out.
Kuma basically that makes him have his personality back. Because I don't think it's like that. Like if Vegapunk put a mission in his head to protect the Straw Hat ship, I'm thinking there must be some switch in there to give him back his personality.
Asha, let me ask you this. Do you think that Kuma still exists in his mind after Sabaody? Like, after the whole entire switch to Pacifista was made?
I think he's in there. There must be some kind of switch to put him back on.
Oh, he's
For
backed
now,
up
he's obeying the government.
Yeah, or maybe his
he's
mind
got-
is backed up on, like, a flash drive or something.
No, even better.
Yeah.
He's got his consciousness backed up in a paw stored somewhere in Vegapunk's stomach.
Oh yeah, I think the difference.
You know what? Yes, I would actually be okay with that.
I think the difference that you're seeing in Kuma's skill is that you see how Luffy couldn't really beat Don Flamingo. Like Don Flamingo was kind of at that other level. At the time when they fought Kuma, he was at a different level. So that's why you're seeing Kuma being so beastly. At Marine Fort, he fought against the White Bear pirates and stuff like that. Like Ivanko's
That
strong.
was a
So
Pacifista.
Kuma wasn't gonna punk around Ivanko like that at the war.
Kuma was already
That's why
gone
happened
by that
like that.
point. His mind was
No,
already
it's
gone.
still he didn't get any weaker. I feel like it was just more stronger
I think
people
he
like
did.
that war.
Yeah,
It was
we are-
more the best.
I think he got weaker at that point.
You're
I
comparing
think
the
without
war
his
at the best.
agency, Kuma's not as real as he used to be.
You're comparing Kuma at the war the best compared to Kuma fighting the Straw Hat Pirates after they had already fought another Shichibukai.
No, I'm not talking about his strength in that instance. I'm talking about what that means, like what his abilities could have meant from that moment. Like, think about what he did to Zoro in that moment.
Yeah, he has a
No,
heart. His heart is gone
even
now. He's a monster now, pretty much. It's like nothing. I don't feel like he got weakened at all as a fighter. I think he's more beastly now and more
I don't
dangerous.
know.
Beastly because he has more abilities, so you think he's just
If you lose
crazier.
your mind, I feel like it's like I don't know how you get.
I agree 100% with Braga.
I don't know
Like,
how
if you don't have like your semblance of fighting prowess, you can't make decisions.
Like, that
you're
you
not
built
as
up
strong
over-
as you would be. It
Oh.
just doesn't make sense to me.
How do we
Check
always
this
get
out.
into these fucking versus matchups?
I
The
know.
Hulk-
I don't know. I don't know.
The
Wait,
Hulk
wait.
is a very strong character,
chill.
and the Hulk is crazy. He goes rampage. Like it's not always a bad thing that like you can't have.
Sure,
a
we have to
like,
live in a different universe, dude.
The question everybody's asking now: what is Shanks doing?
He's drinking, man.
he's
Yeah,
drinking.
he's drunk.
Balling out, man.
Right, Shank. So you think all this is happening and Shanks is just chilling?
I think people
Yeah.
have
That's what he usually does, man.
The thing is, I don't know what Shanks. The problem is, I don't know what Shanks is.
The thing is, I
That's
think
the fucking problem.
I think
have
people
no
think of
fucking
Shanks
idea.
like way too like plainly. Like they think that he just like doesn't give a fuck. And,
No,
like, he's just,
I know he's doing something. I just don't know what that something.
yeah, like
is.
he
That's the
knows
problem.
like he knows shit's about to go down. I guarantee he's not just on an island like getting fucking drunk off his ass. Like
One of my favorite scenes in One Piece is when he met with Whitebeard. Okay.
Yeah,
And
yeah. Serious.
I was like,
that is
yo,
that's an amazing.
it's an amazing fucking scene.
Right,
and I
bro?
was just like, when I thought about it, I was like, what is he really trying to do right now?
He
with this?
walked on.
Like,
Wait,
what is
he
he
walked.
really trying to do?
He just boarded the ship
bro,
casually.
speaking,
I think
No,
you're
I was-
good,
He says
bro.
that he's probably having sex with Makino right now.
I was watching Shonen Jump. I was watching Shonen Jump Captain's live reaction to that shit,
Yeah.
and he was like, "Oh my god, my whole entire body is numb." Because he was
All for the Shanks.
yeah. When Shanks meets Whitebeard after Eni's lobby, he's like, "Oh my god, my entire body is numb.
I mean,
I
that
gotta
was
do
an
some
epic
push-ups
scene,
to get
bro.
some blood flowing."
That was epic, bro. Like he walked onto the ship by himself, was just casually knocking people out, and he's like, "Yo, that's red here. You can't have like, you can't be lollygagging around this guy." And then
I like-
they just they go at it, bro. Nah, that's crazy.
I like when Whitebeard tried to throw the drink at him and Shanks dodged it.
When you see through the drink at him.
Yeah, when he threw the
Oh
cup
my
off.
god, I love that thing when he threw a sake at him and Shanks was just like he just sensed it without making hockey, just like moved to the side.
Shanks just dodged it like whoop. Yeah, that was epic too. Because imagine if that would have hit Shanks, and Shanks would have been on the floor like
Yeah, what do you guys think about this? So I was reading this thing and it was talking about how like if Jinbei joins the crew, it'll fuck up the monster trio because like everyone's saying like Jimmy's probably around as strong as Sanji is. So like they're saying like the new monster trio would be Jinbei,
No.
Jinbei, Sanji. No. Listen, Jinbei, Sanji, and Zoro. But like Luffy is on like another level to the monster trio. You see what I'm saying? And then the monster trio.
Okay,
yeah.
I see that. I see that. No, I understand. Okay. Like because I guess that's what we've been seeing for like I guess in Kaido's crew. That's how it is. And then it's kind of like
exactly.
Shanks' crew. It kind of seems like the three are like Lucky Rube, Ben Beckman, and Yasop. That's what
I find it funny that Yasop is probably one of the strongest members of the crew. Like
I don't think
like he'll be like, so Usopp, how strong are you compared to your captain?
But then think about like with Roger's crew. It's like, but then you have the like Roger, Rayleigh, and then Chopper, and it's like, is there one more person that we're kind of overlooking that could be up there with them?
I don't know.
We don't know enough though. But.
Yeah, obviously. But fuck, what was I gonna say? I forgot.
See, I think he's as strong as Zoro or Sanji. Jinbei? Or they're saying they think Jinbei is as strong. Wait, they say Jinbei is as strong as Dofi. I don't think Jinbei is that strong.
What?
Not yet.
No
You
way.
don't think Jinbei's on Dofi's level?
No.
Nah.
No, I don't think Jinbei's taking. Like, if Dofi went against Jinbei, yeah. Because
I think Jinbei's near Dofi's level for sure.
Oh man, wow.
Underwater at the best of his abilities, yeah, but on land, nah.
I don't think Jinbei is strong as Dofi. I don't like. I'm trying to picture it right now.
I can see Jinbei beating Dofi underwater.
Bro,
Could he be Kuma's level?
I think Jinbei and Kuba right now you gotta say they're pretty much.
Because I remember like Gecko Moria tried to put a swipe on him. He did it so fast. I'm wondering if he can dodge a beam from that just with that speed alone.
They're saying Jinbei is weaker than the Monster Trio.
I think by the time he's in,
I'm thinking Jinbei's not stronger than Sanji.
Luffy and Zoro, I think he is weaker than them. Definitely weaker than Luffy. Definitely.
I think
when Jinbei is around as strong as Sanji and Zoro's a
He can't be around for because Jinbei was able to go with Luffy head to head.
You talking about like after the Ace stuff?
Yeah.
Come on, bro.
I think by the time Jinbei joins the crew, Sanji will be stronger than him on land.
That was Luffy broken. That was that wasn't Luffy.
Yeah, that was Luffy.
After like on Fishman Island, basically when he wanted to go to the plaza and Jinbei's trying to
that wasn't even a fight.
Nah.
Know what I was just thinking though? Know what they could do? Because it seemed like Frankie was on Luffy level, then he joined the crew and got weaker. So maybe Jinbei will join.
Frankie was never on Luffy's level.
No. They was fighting pretty like. Not like it was the best fight of all time.
The person that was kind of on there.
Dude, Robin was stronger.
Robin was kind of more like that.
Robin was stronger than Zoro.
Yeah, when Robin was Mrs. All Sunday, she was like on.
She was a beast. I'm like, yo, she about to join the crew. Okay.
And then you join the crew, and then it's like she's a woman on like she's a female main character. She's not allowed to be strong.
Yeah.
I was she a beast.
It's the only explanation for why she got. For lack
how
of
was she a beast? Oh, I saw she just pulled some hands and just grabbed their weapons.
You said how was she a beast?
No, you said she was.
Yo, Robin, are you serious right now?
All three of them got immobilized by Robin. I'm just saying, like
you don't immobilize the monster trio unless you're a beast.
You got it, bro. I mean, it's pre-time skip and all that, but back then. I thought she would be a lot powerful. I thought she would have been a greater addition to the crew.
Black Lake Sanji says everyone underrates Sanji too much.
I agree.
I slightly agree, but at the same time, you can't really overrate him when all he does is get shit on.
You got to go off what you see. Right?
I mean, we all know that he's got something else behind him, but like the
Right.
thing is like we don't know what he has behind him because all he does is get shit on.
Yeah, Brogan's right. You gotta go with what you see. Like, what else can you really say for Sanji other than what he's done?
It's hard, like because like going off Sanji's feats in the New World, it's not
Like, he's
that
the boss. I'm not gonna lie, but like, what?
Sanji has
Yeah, like we can all sit here. We can all sit here and say that Sanji should be as strong as Zoro, maybe a little bit weaker. There's nothing we've seen so far in the New World to tell us that.
Yeah, it's just like, man, I don't know. It's like it feels like him and Zoro are always gonna be neck and neck, but Zoro has just, I don't know.
I feel like they used to be neck and neck, but in the New World, it's like Zoro has been showing like he's stronger than
Well, it's
Sanji.
realistic though. I mean, he had a stronger teacher.
And then in some parts, Zoro even shows that like
Man, just be real, man. Zoro's superior to Sanji. That's it.
in some parts Zoro even seems like he's almost as strong as Luffy. Like he doesn't mind fighting Luffy if things get too crazy, or like he doesn't.
I feel like Sanji
like
this,
that.
with this discussion right now, Sanji's super underrated. But it's like you said, we have to go off what we see. But I do think that after this year, it's going to be different.
Yeah.
Like after this year,
if we really get to see him shine at all.
I feel like after this year, they're gonna be like, yeah, Sanji's probably he could be stronger than Zoro.
But
Like-
after we see him, do you still think he'll be able to one-up Zoro? Because what Zoro did in Dressrosa, Sanji can't.
Look,
can't do
Sanji's
that.
never
probably-
going to be stronger than Zoro. I'm
I
sorry.
think Sanji
I'm
would have
sorry.
beaten Pika probably sooner.
Wait, are you talking
No,
Monster Pika or just?
no way.
What if
No way he's beating Monster Pika.
What was
who-
Sanji going to do in that
who has,
situation? Like, what would he have done?
his Hell's memory?
He doesn't have like
no
enough
physical
destruct-
way for him to beat him.
Do we
He doesn't
think
have
we
enough
had
physical
who has better
capability.
observation hockey?
Sanji, right?
Sanji, yeah.
I would say Sanji.
Yeah, Luffy specializes in King.
but Zoro has better armament. So
Right.
What would he have done against Pika? Is my point.
I think Pika is getting knocked out by either Zoro or Sanji. Like I think the thing that made the fight
Yeah.
like harder than it was, which it wasn't really hard at all, was the fact that Zoro couldn't find him, right?
Yeah,
but if
true.
Sanji, he can fly, right? And he has observation hockey.
All right.
I don't think it would be.
Well, the thing is, for me, is like, okay,
But he
like,
never
take-
got him out of his big form.
yeah, take Luffy versus like Pika. Like Luffy's obviously gonna shit on Pika because he can just break him with Kongun, and like Zoro just like does a thing where he cuts him in half. But like, what does Sanji have to
do we
do
think
that?
Sanji's like power is that far behind Zoro?
No. I think
I think it's a terrible matchup.
I don't think it is, but like he doesn't have any techniques that would just decimate something of that scale
To
like
me-
Zoro does.
I think Sanji would have used Hell's memory and like with a multi hit him and just like broke him piece by piece or something like that. Like I don't see Sanji losing that fight against Pika.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
I think Pika. I think everyone in Dofi's family is straight trash. To be honest with you.
Yeah.
I don't care about like comparing them to the Straw Hats. But
But Donkey
You
Hill
think
takes
sure-
it. Dude, Nami could have beaten a
I mean,
couple of those
Sanji-
guys. They're like we're
Sanji did have a really hard time versus Virgo, but
Usopp beat Sugar. Nice.
Virgo was real. Virgo
Yeah.
is probably one of the realest people that was in that.
Yeah,
that
But the
whole
only
situation.
real one.
realistically,
Exactly.
Pika and Virgo should be pretty fucking on the same level.
I think Pika's a fuckboy and Virgo is real, so I can't really compare the situation. But
Someone said to add Rogers Base to the stream.
It's BDA 1-2.
Yeah, I'm just reading the chat off.
Virgo is kind of the strongest vice admiral.
Virgo is a boss.
Hey, did that happen? I guess it got mad quiet.
Oh, my bad. I left for a second.
Oh, okay.
Somebody wants you to add Roger Bay.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he was in the chat, but yeah, he wants the link.
Okay. Wait, they said, guys, do you think the moon will come into play with the Minx? I think so.
Oh, for
Yeah.
sure.
For sure.
The moon?
They
If
they
we
said
say
something
on-
about it anyway, and that could be a way to tie in God Enel too. To be completely honest with
Oh my. Okay, the fact that you call him God
So-
and now like
you.
weird.
Yo, it's God Enel, dude. It's God Enel, dude. What do you want?
God!
God!
Is that Roger?
Yep.
That one good armament hockey. I'm sorry, he's irrelevant.
All right, let's get to the question that's on everyone's mind: is Jinbei dying next arc?
You right. Just for the hell of it, sure, yeah, you're gonna die.
I don't think so. I think we gotta. I don't know. I
I
think
really don't want him to die.
and I think he'll probably end up joining the crew officially then.
I hope so. I
Yeah,
love
me too.
Jinbei.
I don't think Jinbei's gonna die next time.
Yeah, I don't think he dies.
Yeah, me neither. He
It'd be
might
just
die,
weird for
but
him to just join the crew at the end, but he's dying. Like G-Bay joined my crew, his last breath, it's like, okay, yo, but he's dead afterwards.
That's too reminiscent of Fishman Island, though, of when they were both lying there, like, yo, join the crew, and he was like, nah, I got shit to do.
Yeah, but this time he'll go to heaven. He's got shit to do too.
Wait, so Roger, what were your thoughts
Yeah.
after the announcement?
What are my thoughts on the Yonko announcement?
Yeah.
I mean, like, first off, I'm excited. I think everybody's excited. I don't think anybody out there, if you're a One Piece fan, I don't think anyone's seeing this and going, "Oh my god, I hate this," but unless you just
Fucking Oda with the dick tease, dude.
yeah. No, here's what I think. I literally just put up my video on this too, so I'm just gonna repeat what I put in my video. I think a lot of people are looking at this the wrong way. I think they're reading it and they're seeing story arc and they're going, "Oh my god, the next story arc is the 4 Yonko," and they're just going, "Oh my god, how are they gonna fit all this in there?" I think they're looking at it the wrong way. People who maybe like read the One Piece wiki regularly or who normally like research One Piece realize that when Oda is talking about arcs, he isn't always necessarily just talking about the one singular arc of like one at a time. Like
Yeah, we were talking about that.
So, yeah, what I think this is I think he's saying this is the next big story saga.
Yeah, saga,
The
yeah,
saga we're
exactly.
in right now is the Pirate Alliance saga with Punk Hazard, Dressrosa, and Zoe.
Right.
So I think the next saga, which everybody expected these arcs to be connected anyway, will probably be Whole Cake Island, wherever, Wano, of course, after Whole Cake Island, and then wherever Marco is. And I talked about this in my video. I think Marco and Shanks are definitely going to be tied to one another now, because how else are they going to implement Shanks in the story?
Yeah, that's a good point.
Baltigo's probably going to be included in this too, because we already know Blackbeard's in a fight with the Revolutionaries. So where does Shanks come into play with this unless he has some sort of relationship with Marco, which we know he does based on the end of the Marineford arc. We know they have this mutual respect for each other.
True.
And
He also wanted Marco in the crew.
Yeah, it was kind of hinted, like.
Yeah. And how I
I
imagine
agree with Roger 100%.
is I think Marco, after the Payback War, was probably like, oh my god, we need to find safety. We need to find someone to work with.
Yep.
We went to Shanks knowing their mutual respect. And I think the Weevil, Marco, Shanks stuff is all going to be tied in a whole separate arc as well. And I think the time we see with Blackbeard, like the Blackbeard versus the Revolutionary stuff, I feel like maybe all of that will be relegated to the post-arc stuff from Whole Cake Island, Wano, and whatever the Shanks arc is. So that's what I think is going to happen.
With.
What do you think about Zoe dying next chapter, Roger?
That's crazy, man. Like, what? Like, it's possible, too. Based on this, knowing that this new saga begins next chapter,
Yeah.
Yep.
next chapter could very well be the death of Zoe.
The death of Zoe, yeah.
Like, wow. And, like, if Zoe is screaming to Luffy, because we know Zoe is crying to Luffy right now. We know Luffy's hearing something. If Zoe says to Luffy, like, this is the secret of the Void Century or whatever, like, I'm sorry, go on your journey knowing this knowledge. Like, what, dude? Like, that's just insane to me. But it could very well.
Oh, dude, what are the chances that Oda gives us another fucking cock tease and he doesn't tell us what Zoe says to Luffy, but, like, he
Just skips over it and shit.
Yeah, he says it off screen, like.
Oh, man.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Because what the hell could Jack do?
I think we're too late into the story for that to happen. Never mind and stuff. We're definitely gonna figure it out.
I think the bigger question, though, is if Zoe actually is killed, if Jack manages to kill
Oh
Zoe.
my god.
There's no way that. Yeah, I mean, I guess. But, like,
How
what,
would he.
I agree with you that I think it's going to be difficult for them to kill off Zoe in one.
like, what the fuck is Jack gonna do? to
Like, what is he doing?
destroy
I mean, the
Jack?
thing-
What the fuck is he really doing?
Jack. Like, let's talk about Jack. Mammoth boys. I've been saying this from day one. This is the best villain of the series. He gives, like, he doesn't care. He knew Raizo was at Zoe. He knew he was there.
It's
and
true.
when
He did know.
came back and was like, oh yeah,
He's like, what the fuck you playing with me
you
right
didn't
now?
know that Raizo was there. He's like, no, man, I'm going to destroy you right now because I told you Raizo was there. I cut off the limbs of the minks because you tried to tell me Raizo wasn't there, and I knew full well he was there. So what I think personally is
Don't
going to
you
go down
fucking
is
lie to me.
Jack is probably going to change that
He said,
to the
yo.
wedding. I think he's going to show up at the wedding.
I
Jack
mean,
is?
Jack himself, or with like more people from?
With the other calamities.
Alright.
I think
All
and
right.
then the other calamities,
Yeah.
that'll be their excuse to go to Wano, right? Because they have to deal with the Vinsmokes and the Big Mom pirates at the wedding, and that's clearly what's going to happen now. Because, I mean, they even said in this little announcement about the 4 Yonko arc that it's a big arc about Sanji. So, and we know it's the year of Sanji, too, so all of this, the Vinsmokes and Big Mom will have to be tied up there. But if they escape from the Big Mom pirates, and they go off to Wano to meet with the Heart Pirates and to meet with the samurai and Robin and Zoro. If that's the case, they need to have some reason for going back to Wano that involves other characters, not just they have to go to Wano next. And I think they might be forced out of the wedding, or they might have to escape from the wedding because Kaido's calamities were sent to the wedding to deal with them. And then those calamities, I think we all agree, it's Jack, X-Drake, and some other ancient zone, right?
But if they do go, wouldn't that be in the form of declaration of war, since the Yonkos don't butt into other people, butt in their business?
I mean, kinda, but the thing is, what are the chances that all the Yonko kind of have a representative at the party, like an infiltration, like with each Yonko?
It's not like I seriously doubt Shanks cares about the party. To be completely honest with you, so it's not like Shanks and his people are gonna be there.
Yeah.
I guarantee Blackbeard is up on everything that's happening.
I'm sure.
I guarantee.
I mean, it's definitely possible Kaido goes.
I've heard that, but I feel like the Blackbeard situation is going to be something like he sends a representative.
Just like Burgess was at Dressrosa. There's going to be like one person there just chilling.
Wedding characters, what would be crazy if you just have like a red wedding and Shiyu comes in and just kills
Don't do that to me.
Because we know already that Oda reads Game of Thrones.
Yes, that is true.
Yeah, it's very true.
Dude, I know this wedding. People are gonna die at this.
People,
wedding.
oh, definitely. People are dying.
And if Shiyu is the one to just kill everyone, like Blackbeard's like, oh, send my regards to Sanji.
Oh my God.
Nah, it's not Shiryu. It's the Massacre Soldier, bro.
Oh, you at the wedding, dude. It's gonna be so good.
If we see all those guys at the wedding.
No, oh wait, Roger, I was gonna ask you. Okay, so in this article, it says the curtain will open on a new legend. Don't miss it. Are we reading too much into that, or is there like something behind that?
I think it's just the curtain's opening on the Yonko, like on Kaido, on whoever the next Yonko might be. Whoever, I think it could be a bunch of things. I don't necessarily. What were you guys like reading into it?
Well, we were like trying to think of like if there was like a new character maybe that was going to be introduced this chapter or something.
Well, obviously the Vinsmoke. Like,
that's
that is going to be a huge aspect of the next arc, and we know nothing about him. So, and then on top of that too, the other big character that we know nothing about is the Shogun of Wano.
The Shogun, right?
Right.
How strong do you think Sanji's dad is?
I think he's almost Yonko level. If I had to venture a guess.
That's what I was saying. I don't think he is as strong as the Yonko, but
yeah. Because really, if you think about it, right, Big Mom wants to basically create an alliance with Sanji's dad for power.
Right.
Like that's why they're having this wedding. It's like an arranged marriage for power, basically.
Yeah.
So she obviously wants whatever power the Vinsmokes possess. And if Sanji's dad is in control of this mythical dark army called Germa 66 or whatever, that has gone under the radar of everybody except the world government for 800 so chapters right now, he's got to be powerful. So, yeah.
Can I ask if people think that the Linlin family is bigger than Big Mom herself?
Ooh. Do you think they're kind of like in
like
the
what if
vein?
Charlotte Linlin really isn't that real, and it's just her position that put her there?
I mean, it could very well be that. Like she's not necessarily super powerful, but the people are.
Exactly. That's what I think personally, but I don't know.
That would be like so like I don't know, just like.
I mean, the thing is, because
you
have to look at it like people can get to the top because of connections, right?
Exactly. That's
a
lot of One Piece.
Yeah, I think that ties back with the Sanji's dad thing, right? Yeah. Sanji's dad might not necessarily be powerful, and you guys know how I feel about this. I've done however many theory videos about it. I truly, wholeheartedly believe that Sanji's father is the son of that blonde Gorosei. 100%.
I think so too.
I agree with that.
That's probably what's allowed the Vinsmokes to do as they please for however long. Is because they have that connection to the Gorosei. Because I still say, there's no way, even if you're some mythical, powerful army, there's no way you can get the bounty thing to say only alive unless you're...
They have
exactly.
There's a relationship there.
Roger, I agree with you 100%, man. I agree with you 100%.
Commander, or unless you're the son of a Gorosei, there's nothing else that's going to get you that only alive poster. Even
there's
if
a relationship
Celestial Dragons have that alive poster.
And the thing about it is we don't know how, like, broad scope the underworld of One Piece.
Right.
We've seen, like, so many meetings, so much shit going on. Kid was there, like, everyone was there. We don't really know, like, how big that whole...
I'm glad you said Kid, too, because I think that's important, is when we're thinking about these Yonko fights, like the versus before Yonko thing, I'm curious, because I don't necessarily think in these arcs they'll take down the Yonko. I think the main antagonist that gets taken down at Whole Cake will probably be the Vinsmoke, Head Vinsmoke. The main antagonist of Wano that will probably be taken down will probably be the Shogun. And I actually think, and you guys can correct me if I'm wrong on this, but I think the main antagonist of whatever the Shanks bit is with Marco will probably be Weevil. And I think Shanks, Blackbeard, Kaido, and Big Mom will obviously be shaken up by all the stuff that's going to happen in these forthcoming arcs. But I think they're all going to be present in that final war. Like, I don't necessarily think one of them is going to be taken down from their stance before that final war. I think they're all going to be present because they're such big characters.
I can see that.
What Braga was saying was it's kind of it's like the hugest stretch that Braga's ever said, but he said the curtain will open on a new legend, don't miss it. Braga was saying, what if the chapter like goes into like Kid defeating Kaido?
Oh, no way. No, this. I mean,
that's too much insane. For what they built up with Kaido, that's too much insane.
Yeah.
But the thing is, what I was saying,
Yonko, that would be maybe a huge revelation that, like, oh my God, how did he become a Yonko? But I don't necessarily think. No, but even then, he would have to beat someone, and he's
Right.
not.
Yeah.
but if Kaido,
He's definitely not going to die yet. And Blackbeard.
Hawkins,
No, I guess.
and
No, I guess not.
if he does that, like, how does Luffy stand a chance against Kaido if he's like destroying all those other guys?
I don't know.
Like,
I mean, but you have to look at it this way, right? Is a lot of people have been saying, how is Luffy ever going to take on a Yonko? Well, think about it like this, and I'm going to try to like be as brief as I can about this, and you guys could just like fill me in afterwards if you agree with me. But I kind of think right now we have Luffy, we have the Straw Hats, we have Jinbei, who's definitely going to join them again at some point. We have the guaranteed people who are already part of the Alliance, which is the Heart Pirates and the Kozuki clan.
And Hoppo Navy.
And the Kozuki clan includes the Samurai and the Minks, because Inuarashi and Nekomamushi have the same brand on them, and they were Odin's retainers, and so they're sort of alongside with the Samurai. So we have the Heart Pirates, the Kozuki clan, and the Straw Hats are all in alliance right now.
Plus all the other samurai with the Kozuki clan.
Plus Jinbei. All right, so then the other samurai when we get there too. All right, so that's guaranteed. That's what we already know is for sure part of this alliance. But on top of that, we have the Grand Fleet. The entire Grand Fleet, which includes the Hoppo Navy. And all of these characters as part of the Grand Fleet, the last time we saw them, remember there was a little thing that was written down that said these characters are going to do something that will change the world.
True.
Yeah.
True.
We know
I actually forgot about that, Roger. I forgot about that.
And on top of all of this, you know full well that Marco is going to join the Alliance once the Minks finally find them. So if we have Marco, the Heart Pirates, the Straw Hats, Jinbei, all of the Samurai, all of the Minks, bro, I actually think we had a chance. I really do.
Actually, that seems overpowered to me.
They say they were going to come
really
in together stronger too.
And I can see him working with Crocodile again, and maybe Buggy will help too.
I
think Crocodile has a scheme then.
And we have the other characters too that we know we're going to get a new Straw Hat sometime soon. It's going to happen. And we'll probably get whoever that's going to be at Whole Cake. I think it'll either be like Pudding or Peckham's or whoever. Caesar Clown, who knows, man? But like,
nah, Caesar's not joining.
Ooh, I like Caesar.
Gonna get a new
I think Caesar's gonna join.
Nah,
I like Caesar.
Nah.
You see how Sanji was talking to him? They talk to him like a friend now. They don't talk to him like just an enemy.
I seriously doubt that.
I can see Caesar's quirk being like something super evil.
The other big question too, you have to look at it this way: is where can Caesar go back to? He can't really go anywhere.
You're right. There's nowhere else for him to go.
There's nowhere else for him to go. If they escape from Big Mom and they don't take Caesar, he's gonna die.
Yeah.
If they leave him and Kaido Caesar's gonna die because all of the stuff in Punk Hazard, like all the stuff that went down there, and him losing the Smile Factory, Kaido will kill him.
But nobody likes him. That's the problem. Nobody gives a shit about him. That's
they like him though.
No, they really don't though.
He helped.
Luffy doesn't give a shit about him. Sanji definitely doesn't give a shit about him.
Not yet, no.
Chopper only agreed with him simply because he needed to save the Minks. So like, Caesar doesn't have like a real place, and Law sure as hell doesn't give a shit about Caesar.
Not at all.
So there's no real place for him there, especially when there's 10 members predicted. I guess that could change. Let's say that changes. But there's 10 members predicted. Jinbei is really the only one filling a slot right now, as far as I'm concerned.
I feel like
The other big important thing I really want to point out too is we're missing two characters we haven't brought up who are big and are probably also going to join the Alliance at some point. And one is Bellamy, which ties back to all the Vinsmoke stuff. And at some point, we're going to
He's coming back. He's coming back.
He's going to come back. And he's going to join. Like, he's going to
I
come.
fucking
And
despise.
especially if we end up finding out that he really does have a connection to Sanji, he's going to be present at the wedding.
I think, Roger, what do you think about Helmeppo having a connection to the Vinsmokes over Bellamy?
No. All right, so
And-
the second thing we're talking about, no Helmeppo, no. The second character that I think we should talk about is X Drake.
Ooh.
Because X Drake,
Yeah.
we already know the signs are there with him being involved with Law's backstory. X Drake is like the one person that everyone agrees will probably join the alliance of the.
Yeah.
X Drake and
I see it.
but
X Drake,
most
X
likely.
Drake is a calamity. I don't know. I feel like that would just weaken Kaido's forces too
That's
much.
I don't think X-Drake's
That's my point. Is if they get to that final war versus Kaido and Wano, and we're fighting all this stuff, what would be the cool like twist in that story would be if Law and Luffy convinced Drake, listen, dude, you're in the wrong. You're on the wrong side of things. If we take down Kaido, everything will be set in motion. We'll be able to like be free, all this other stuff, and then Law gives his backstory stuff with Drake. I could easily see Drake betraying Kaido, joining up with this Straw Hat Alliance, and then Drake, Law, and Luffy and everybody else finally taking down the Shogun of Wano and finally taking down Kaido.
I
And
never
that's
did
what was
like-
in here.
Because I don't think
That
he
sounds
ever
so
really
overpowering.
cared
Like,
about Kaido to begin with. I think it was like some sort of vendetta, as far as I'm concerned.
I think Drake is evil. Like,
I don't think he's evil, but I think he doesn't give a shit about Kaido. Like I think
Yeah, I
he
don't
only
think-
joined
yeah.
him to like be on the inside of whatever he's trying to do.
Yeah.
Like
Whatever
what
it is.
Capone is doing right now. Like what's Capone's purpose? Like
Capone is crazy.
This is
Capone
something
is
else I wanted to bring
insane.
up. This is something else I wanted to bring up because I had mentioned this on, I don't know if it was one of my other live streams or if I talked about this on the Rain Dinners podcast. I've talked about this somewhere. And that is in relation to what Vito said to Sanji. Because we still don't really know what he whispered to Sanji.
nope.
And
True.
someone brought this up, and I thought, oh my god, that's an awesome connection that I can't believe I didn't make. Remember when Peckham's was saying that the Yonko know everything? They even know about Baratier and everything like that?
Yeah.
Vito told Sanji, if you don't come with us, we will bomb Baratier.
I actually thought about that at the time, and I was like, that's very plausible. That's
Yeah.
very plausible.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
can
could
see
be
that.
it.
Because that would be the only thing I could really think other than, oh, we'll kill the Straw Hats. But the Straw Hats are present.
No, Sanji would
Wait,
never
they didn't have
himself
bombs
up
in the
with
One Piece
Straw Hats
universe.
like that. Sanji would be like, they can take care of themselves.
Thing about
Yeah,
that is,
definitely has to be right.
But Zeph, he knows, like, Zeph and the other guys in the boat aren't going to, like, be able to
Exactly.
do anything to Yonko. Right.
which is the reason why I think Luffy has to get Big Mom on his side at this point, because, okay, say Luffy just goes in, takes Sanji, beats some people up, and then leaves. Sanji, or Big Mom still knows where Zeph is or whatever, so she could just kill him whenever she
And if
wants.
she knows where Zeth is,
Yeah.
she can know where other people that are important
so,
to
like-
the rest of the crew are too.
Yeah, saving Sanji literally does nothing unless they, like, either defeat Big Mom or get
Hell,
them
she could
on.
go after Garp.
Yeah.
We know. Like, Garp is kind of old.
I think
This is-
Garp
this
can
is
hold
almost-
it.
Garp's not taking on when Yonko forces him.
No, not right now. Not right now.
By Big Mom joining that alliance, though, here's the problem I see with this. And I guess it's maybe not necessarily a problem because it cleans up the story.
Yeah.
But if we have that final war, right, and we have all these Yonko, or currently, even the saga we're entering right now, the fight with the Yonko, that basically, by putting Big Mom in alliance with Luffy, that basically makes this a three-way war. Because Shanks is already on Luffy's side, too.
Yeah.
So if you have Shanks and Big Mom allied with Luffy, and you sure as hell know that Kaido isn't allying with Blackbeard, and Blackbeard's dealing with the Revolutionaries, like, that would basically just open it up for it to be Big Mom and Shanks and Luffy versus Kaido versus
Well,
Blackbeard.
I don't
I'll give it
necessarily
back to
think that it has to be like an alliance, more of a thing like she's like, okay, I'll forgive you because you saved my daughter Lola and you, yeah whatever.
Yeah, so it's like
that'd be too cliche if it ends up like that. It has to be a fight. 'Cause
Well, okay, there.
when she stood up, let me finish.
You
When
talk.
Luffy stood up to Big Mom on the Den Mushi, she basically said, "Yo, I like your personality." So I think there's gonna be a fight. It's gonna
Yeah.
end up just like that.
Oh, yeah.
A fight
like,
between her and him and Big Mom, and she'll probably forgive him.
I think more of a scuffle.
Alliances.
Well, what about this? I don't think anyone has said this before. You know the bomb that supposed to blow up in Big Mom's face or whatever?
Yeah.
Right.
What if somehow she pins that, like she thinks that the Vinsmokes did that to her, and it just kind of
Ooh.
fucks up the whole entire wedding?
That'd be so.
Wow, chaos.
I could.
Chaos.
That would be dope.
I would think that Peckham's and what's his name, Tamago would already tell them, like, notify this is the present that Luffy gave to you. So I would think they already told her that.
Yeah, but what if Big Mom like disowns Peckham's before that happens?
Peckham's
That's why the
Peckham's-
how is she going to react to Capone?
Yeah,
Because when Capone shot Peckham's, I saw
exactly.
this two ways. Like, is she going to thank Capone for standing up for
Mhm.
people? Or is she
I
going to
think-
be like, Capone, you're a new scrub. Like, how could you do this?
I think she's gonna thank him in the moment, and I don't think that Capone has his own thing going for him right now. He's planning something.
I think she's gonna thank him. I think she's gonna
I think she'll thank him too. And Peckham's is gonna be left on the outside.
Yes.
But I don't really think that she's gonna be genuine about thanking Capone. Like I don't really think that Capone is really allied with Big Mom.
But the thing is, like, Peckham's technically betrayed her, right?
Yeah.
He
did, but I don't think that it's to the sense that, like, I think that Big Mom has some semblance of loyalty as a pirate. I really do think that she does. So I can't see her being like, yo. And I think they're all, as Big Mom pirates, wary of Capone right now. I really.
Didn't she like eat somebody?
Who knows who she swallowed up? Dude,
like someone said,
she did say like keep company in my stomach, then you come back, and maybe she's gonna be on some wapple fruit.
I still hold the fact that I think it's some type of acid. Oh, give me 1 sec. Hold on. I gotta bounce out real quick. Give me 1 sec.
Okay. They're saying we need to see more Big Mom's personality.
Oh yeah, what I wanted to say is with Shanks,
Hello?
like
Hi, what's up?
Luffy and Shanks, they're not really like in an alliance. Luffy said he wants to beat Shanks too, so I think like they're cool and stuff like that. But Luffy, he's not trying to get Shanks help. He's trying to get his own. You see how he has his own alliance. He has his own crew.
I agree.
Like
Luffy doesn't want Shanks' help.
Yeah.
Luffy would never.
Which brings to the question: if Luffy does beat the Yonko, which means nobody is going to oppose Luffy, is Law gonna stab him right there?
Nah.
I think Law has Luffy respect because Law defeated Don Flamingo and
yeah, but Law wants to be Pirate King too, unless he's decided I don't want that anymore.
What I want to know, I think Law's whole purpose in the rest of the series going forward is for the moment where he uses the awakening of his fruit and spares somebody's life.
Yeah,
that's what it
like
looks
he's gonna
like.
sacrifice himself for somebody. I don't know who it is yet, but it's gonna happen. And
Either that,
maybe even Luffy.
Either that,
I
or
love
he's
Law.
using Luffy. Either that.
Yeah, no,
or
he's been using Luffy since he met up with him.
That is true.
Law's not that like nice. Law's a cunning.
Everybody thinks Law's just a nice person.
No, he's not. He's not a nice guy, dude. He's
No. Like I don't think he's super
Law's
nice.
a nice guy, man.
No, listen.
Nah, son. Law's crazy.
When it comes to fucking up pirates, he'll fuck up pirates. But normal people like
Because we got the Corazon backstory doesn't mean Law is a nice guy.
Listen. I genuinely think Law has gotten character development to where he's becoming like more like I don't know. I don't want to say nice.
He's a fan favorite.
I think he's gotten the character
He's one of my
development.
favorite characters. I'll say that. But.
Maybe he originally planned to fuck over Luffy, but I don't think that's the way anymore.
They say Law is the white.
I
man.
think he still entertains the
Flamingo,
thought.
that
I don't think he'll do it in the end, but I think he still entertains the thought.
For sure.
Right now.
For sure. They say Law killed 100 people to get his warlord status.
Law is
Yeah, but
not
check this out.
100 people. He took out their hearts, but they're
Law
still
did
alive.
that. Check this out. Lord did that to become a Tsuchibikai to try to get some pull over Don Flamingo to help out his plan. He didn't do that just to be evil. Like
no, I'm not saying that Law's not.
Law was ready to.
I'm not saying he's not good at heart. What I'm saying is that his whole idea of partnering with Luffy and making an alliance.
What's the use?
He's using it for some end game that isn't even just Kaido, isn't even just Dofi. He's trying to ride a wave right now.
I agree with you 100%. But you have to admit that like. As the story has progressed, you can slowly see Law starting to become like part of the crew. Not like I'm saying he's gonna join the crew, but you know what I'm saying? Like
I agree with you 100%.
Yeah,
no,
he's
you
becoming
don't
like
even
part
have
of
to
the crew.
convince me. I agree with you 100%. I really.
But like,
do.
I think there might have been an original motive, but I don't think it's there anymore.
I think it's still there, but I don't think he can do it anymore. Is my point.
I think
I don't know because like when I seen.
That's his end game.
I
But he can't go through with it at this point. Is my point.
When I seen Law talk to Beppo and
What were you saying, Zach?
When I seen Law talk to Beppo and I remember him saying like, he said I didn't think I was even gonna see you guys again. Like I really planned on dying fighting Dofi. So it's like I don't see. It's like his goal was just to like try to get Dofi, and now that Luffy helped him do that, it's like he probably wanted to be the Pirate King, or maybe, but it's like Dofi's gone, and now he kind of owes Luffy to do something. I think he's gonna help Luffy take out a Yonko now, since that's what Luffy wants to do. I can't see him stabbing him in the back. Like if somebody, we see Lord's backstory.
It's not about. That's the thing.
You get revenge on somebody that you want to do it.
I don't think we can just dismiss it.
It's not him stabbing in the back so much as it's him just like using
being a pirate
relationship.
The pirate.
It's just that pirate nature. Like he's trying to do something. He might have said, "Yo, this was all for the sake of beating Dofi, toppling the smile, and getting to Kaido." It could have all been for that. It could have all been for his vengeance for Corazon. But what if
that's what he said.
What if he hasn't? Exactly, that's what he said.
Yeah.
But what if he's trying to do more right now? And what if it's still going all?
Say if
I don't think he's thinking about that right now.
Because it's like I feel like that could have went a different way. Like Luffy could have. Say if Luffy would have lost to Doflamingo, and let's say Law would have died, he would have died. So it's like that was kind of Law's plan. But in fact, what Law was even trying to do, he was trying to even like fight Doflamingo long enough to make the Foul Factory get destroyed, and then just have Kaido kill him. Like even if he dies fighting Doflamingo, he just wanted Kaido to kill him. So
that doesn't
like
mean that
not that Doflamingo's beat
though. That just means that he was willing to give it all up for that one moment to get revenge.
Yeah, now that he got that revenge, it's like it's nothing really for him to do.
All
Like,
wide open
why
to
be
me.
the Pirate King now when he could just help Luffy get it?
I'm not concerned about the Pirate King is too much of a pointed endgame. I'm thinking it could be open as far as that goes. All the while, I know that Law is going to be a good guy at the end of the day, and he's going to sacrifice for somebody else. That's what I know is going to happen. But it's just
like you see how old Roger wanted. You see how old not Roger. You see how old Whitebeard wanted was a family. I think all Law wanted was just revenge on Dofi, and now he has it.
So what do you think he's gonna do from here? Follow Luffy 100%?
That's not.
Yeah, I think so.
No. Like he's gonna help Luffy.
He's not gonna follow
take out Kaido.
They're probably okay now.
He's gonna
follow
help
Luffy around till the end of the story.
It's fucking
gonna help Luffy take out Kaido?
Wattel, man. The man has his own motive. He really does. It's beyond just Dofi at this point. It was. Now he's been moving for years. The way he got here wasn't just to culminate in one arc at Dressrosa to be like, oh, we defeated Dofi, it's over. Law still has his endgame. I felt that Sabaody, dude. It was there.
Even Kid was saying something where he was like, at first I thought Law was crazy for becoming a Chichibukai, but you see he had his motives for it. Like,
the thing is, it's like, there's no point of making Law like a villain after he helped take down Kaido.
That's the point that I'm trying to make. I'm not making him a villain. I don't think he's a villain. I think he's generally kind at heart. My point is he still has his own drive. He still has something he wants.
It's like I can't see Law following Luffy around the rest.
I can't see him be like, whatever you want to do, I'm here for you, Bryn. Like, let's go.
No, of course he's not gonna do that. That's bad. What I'm saying is he's gonna help Luffy take out Kaido because he still kind of owes Luffy certain end. Like Law already said.
The original plan. He's gonna do it.
No, I know. But Law already said this anyway. It's not even that he wants to fight Kaido, whatever. They have to because Kaido's after them now. So after he helps Luffy deal with Kaido, then he's gonna do his own.
I think Law is trustworthy as far as his word goes. But what my point is that he's never just gonna be like, Luffy, I'm here for you 100%.
No.
Let's go. Like, I'll be your partner. No, Law has his own ambition. Law's not just
Law
like a lackey.
I think Law could be like how Shanks and Mihawk is, or something like that. Like I don't think Law would be a problem. I think he'll be cool.
Especially more so than Kid, who's just like a fiend. Like, Law can be that rival character.
Oh yeah, and the thing with X Drake, why I think X Drake is more evil than what we've been seeing is because like we've seen what he did to one of Kaido's people. He clearly didn't care that Kaido liked that guy.
X Drake is not evil, man.
No, check this out. One person, I forgot who it was, but they asked X Drake. They was like, X Drake, so how many people did you kill? And he didn't answer. Like, Law asked that, but he didn't answer it.
X Drake is more about his vengeance than Law ever was.
I'm pretty sure you were taking this the wrong way.
Is crazy, dude.
I don't think he's actually ever killed anyone before.
I don't think so either.
No, I think from that conversation, like X Drake just isn't the type of person to brag, but I think like Law was like, how many people have you killed? Like he knows he killed some people, and X Drake didn't really want to answer it. And like you said, we seen in the backstory that they knew each other. So and we seen Law like take 100 people's hearts or whatever. I could see X Drake being like more evil than what it may have appeared he's been. And I've seen this good theory that because it's easy to assume that Kid is the strongest and that then it's Law and Luffy or something like that. But Kid has scars on his body and his arm is gone. Like what if he tried to attack Kaido or something like that and X Drake?
You think Drake took his arm?
Oh, yeah, what if he ripped his arm off? You know what I mean?
I don't think if
Drake is more dangerous than what we think. Like, he ripped Kid's arm off. You know what I mean? Like,
if that's the case, that would be dope. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It's already confirmed by Euphrobe, the Underground Theory King, that Jack took Kid's arm.
That's what I was thinking too.
But I'm tired of Jack being the one that's doing things. Until I see Jack do something, I'm tired of hearing about Jack, dude. Fuck Jack. Until I see Jack do some real shit, until I see it with my own eyes. I'm done.
Listen, man.
But yeah, the best two theories I seen was the one that said that X Drake ripped his arm off. It was one other one that said that Killer did it, but I doubt that Killer did it because they said that maybe um Kid and Killer got into a fight to see who would control the crew and Killer won.
So
And
Kid
that's why
takes away Kid's arm, and yet he's still working for him.
No, I know, but they said that that's why Drake. I mean that's why Kid takes orders from Killer because Killer won the fight. But I can't really see that. I can see the X Drake thing happening. That Drake did
You
it.
think so?
Nah, there's no fucking
That was
way.
a theory.
No.
I mean, his name is just Captain Kid.
All right.
I believe the
Drake's
X Drake
backstory,
theory
though.
better, but I still think that could be the second best theory. What if Killer's just crazy and he went into that killer mode where he couldn't really help or control what he did and he just ended up ripping his arm off.
Think about Drake's backstory.
That's actually dope.
What do you think Drake's motive is at this point? 100%.
X Drake, maybe to get where
Yonko,
Kaido
I
was
think.
at.
To become a Yonko.
Yeah, to take over Kaido's territory.
But think about his backstory, my brother. Like,
Yeah.
why would that be his motive? 100%.
Yeah, he was. You would think it would be to take out Doflamingo.
It would be to take out Dofi or to take out pirates or something. He was a marine.
He was a Marine. Do you think he's still a
Like, out
Marine?
here- No, he wasn't.
No.
But
I don't
remember,
think so.
all right. Remember what happened in his childhood when he ran away from that whole island with Corazon, right? And then remember the words that Kizaru said to him when we were at Shibari, and he was like, "Oh, it's you. What are you really trying to do right now?" And I'm just thinking to myself, what does Drake want? Does he want revenge? Is he trying to like be what he hated most? Is he trying to? And if he wants revenge, who is there to go after right now after Dofi's been taken out? So like, what is he really? Why is he latching himself onto Kaido? Is my big thing.
Well, here's the thing about the X Drake thing. When he said he didn't have revenge for Doflamingo, which I thought it was bullshit because you kind of look at him, you know, he wants revenge. At some point, he wants revenge. But I think the Kaido thing, I think he probably wants to take out Kaido since Doflamingo's gone. So why not take out his boss from the
But
inside?
he was always going for Kaido. That was what, like,
Yeah.
when we met him, he was always going for Kaido. So
Well,
why?
no, but he also did want to kill Doflamingo. That was the goal.
I guess, but like,
It was a personal goal. It wasn't
my
part of
point
the
is, when
plan.
he met him, he was always trying to get in Kaido's like good graces, and why is that? That's what I really want to know.
I think he was trying to I think he was trying to take Kaido out, but I think what happened is that because you see how Roger Bay said that X Drake is probably one of the calamities. I think so too, and I felt like Jack was strong, but his crew, everybody in his crew was weak. So I think that even though X Drake was opposing Kaido seen it as like, yo, he could be a calamity. Like,
Okay, so let me stop
you should join my crew.
So
And
a guy who just joined the Beast Pirates a few years ago managed to go up in rank so fast.
Yeah, because look how trash Jack's underling was. It's like,
He can't be a calamity, man. Like
and
Kaido's
he did that to
boys, like,
Kid's
they
arm.
really
Wait,
been
Andre,
years.
you really don't think he could be a calamity at this point, though?
No,
Yeah.
2 years. So we're going to say that what's his name? Capone. The fact that he was on Big Mom's crew, he's probably one of his top tier members.
Yeah.
So you think
Maybe, but the thing with the calamities is that we don't even know how strong they rank. It's just a calamity. It's not like he turned into a Yonko.
Oh, Bravo,
Black-
I'm in the chat, by the
I
way.
probably think that X Drake is working under.
Add me in the
Calamity.
chat.
Oh shit, my bad.
And remember, Blackbeard turned into a Shikibukai and a Yonko really quick. So if he could turn into Yonko, X Drake could at least become a calamity. You know, to be fair, if Blackbeard could turn into a Yonko.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised. I don't really think so, but I wouldn't be surprised.
okay. On that note, I really gotta go. I hate to end it here.
Oh
But
wait! I just want to say one more other thing. All right.
go ahead.
I don't think Marco would join Shanks' crew because I remember I seen two different versions of this, like two different wordings. But when Shanks asked Marco to join the crew, one he says shut up, and if I'm not mistaken, and one he says like F you or something like that. Like so I don't think he would join after that. I think it's like it wouldn't fit in for him to join after he tried to play Shanks at first, even though Shanks was just joking or something like that. But he still said like shut up and F you. That's kind of disrespectful.
Yeah, that would be.
Shanks Marco kind of got to do it on his own. Maybe him, like I can see him siding with Luffy and the Minks and stuff, but I can't see him going to Shanks' crew.
So what do you think the new name of the crew is? Is it still Whitebeard?
There's no crew though.
Nah,
The
if I'm not
crew's dead.
mistaken,
There is no.
yeah,
crew.
the crew just
No,
banned.
'cause-
Everybody went their own way. The Whitebeard pirate.
Some people are saying that they want to continue with the Whitebeard name. I say what?
Yeah,
I feel like the captain's dead.
No, I didn't feel like if they would have continued, like if they would have like be Blackbeard. I don't know. Calling himself the new Whitebeard Pirates would kind of be.
I mean,
Yeah.
they're not gonna be the
Unless
No.
Marco,
I mean-
what did you say last time, Brago? He was depressed. You said something
Yeah.
about him being depressed. What if he got so depressed after the fight, his hair turned white and he grew a giant white mustache?
Okay. You're
The new
Whitebeard
Whitebeard.
Nah, bro, they're gonna be the fucking 8th division of the Straw Hat Pirates. That's what they're gonna be.
Hey, I'm not mad at
Phoenix
that.
Wing Pirates.
But
I actually kind of like that name though, the Phoenix Pirate.
Phoenix Beard Pirates. Somebody said
Well, the Phoenix thing, it already got taken already.
the Phoenix Beard.
No, the Phoenix Pirates.
Oh wait, bro. Okay, I know you're trying to stop the stream, but I was watching a Rogers Base video. I don't remember which one it was. It made me think, dude, this would be sick. He was talking about in the fight for Luffy versus Kaido. What if Gecko Moria comes in and he brings like a bunch of shadows to Luffy in Gear 4? So Gear 4
Ooh.
Nightmare Luffy.
Yo, you know. The thing is, Moria is gonna come to the Kaido fight.
Bro,
Moria.
That definitely gives Gear 4 Luffy a chance versus Kaido, bro.
That definitely does. That changes things. Like
Yeah, that would be.
There's no way Moria's not gonna miss his chance to
Bro,
to
to
go against Kaido.
Gear 4 Nightmare Luffy Con Gun. Ooh.
I do feel like something funny is happening with Mordia because it's like I thought Dofi said he killed them, and then Weebu looks like Mordia might have did some work on him or something.
Yeah, I think he is
like a zombie or something like that.
Could be weird.
But not a complete zombie because he could be in the sunlight.
Yeah.
But Gecko Moria could beat Kaido though. He's got the ability to beat him though. He just rips out his shadow and he's dead.
Wow, you make it seem so easy, Ashra.
Oh, it's easy.
No, I wonder how it could
This
beat
dude
him.
could just
Bring
rip out
Roger
shadows.
back and make
Oh
Roger
yeah, and
kill
the thing
Kaido.
with the thing with the Kid Alliance beating Kaido, what would make that kind of hard too is that like if they beat him, then it's like him being immortal must have been no big deal. Then if he popped up and they took him out.
I mean, you can take it two ways. You can take it that way, or that fucking kid's just a fucking beast.
He's a monster. That would definitely put Kid on another level. But I don't know. I definitely gotta go. I appreciate you guys coming in the stream and people.
Now,
in the
yeah,
chat.
finally we got a stream. Yeah.
Yeah, I know, right? I've been delaying. I think we hit like 100 watchers. Like.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Today.
Yeah.
Boris's stream is coming on like right now, I think. So
Wow,
you guys can go watch that.
Perfect timing then. So thanks Son, Ty,
Thanks.
OPN, Froob, and Ashra. I appreciate you guys coming in, man. I don't know. I'm definitely streaming again this week because I think we don't have a chapter this week.
No, I think
we
we
do.
do.
There's a
Yeah.
chapter this week, bro.
There's a chapter this week?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, shit.
If
All
there
right.
was no chapter this week, I'd just fucking freeze myself.
Well, yeah, I would throw myself off the roof of a building if there was no chapter.
Wow.
Ashura likes Brooke, right?
Nobody likes Brooke.
Nah, I was saying that the new legend might be Brooke. That they was
Oh
talking
my
about.
God. All right.
On that note, get the fuck
People
out of
in
here.
the chat, thank you guys so much for stopping in as usual.
You might want to say that to Master J.
Rogers Base
No,
came
Fifth
back.
Son.
What'd you say?
You might want to say
Let
that.
the man in the stream, goddamn.
All right, y'all.
Yeah.
I gotta go, but I'll catch you guys later.
Peace, man.
Thanks.
Peace.
Peace.
Bye.